if Natasha is not the person that is receiving this treatment, will your attitude, will you support the suspension of an elected representative
Of the
by
Senate.
the Senate?
Yeah, I mean, suspension happens in the United Kingdom in Parliament. I worked at the British Parliament as a temp while I was doing my masters in England. You know, so suspension happens there. Suspension happens at Congress in the United States. I've been to Congress several times. So you can suspend.
What they
But let
do
me
in
land.
the-
Let me
okay,
land.
all right.
So you can suspend. The issue there is this: is that Natasha Akpoti has a pattern of dishonesty.
Okay.
She's falsely accused me of similar things to what she's accused the Senate president, and she lied against me. Now,
Okay.
if I didn't have a first-class British Airways ticket, of which I had to go and ask British Airways to send to me, proving that I was not in the country on May 6, 2014, when the President Jonathan hosted President Uhuru Kenyatta to a state banquet, and also showed my passport with a stamp from US immigration, she would have finished me. My life would have been over. She lied against me, saying that I made sexual advances to her at that event, and I wasn't even in the country. Eventually, you know, I was paid a huge sum as out-of-court settlement. So that is a pattern of dishonesty. Another pattern of dishonesty that we see is when she went for the International Parliamentary Union.
Okay.
She sat on a seat with the label Nigeria and spoke as if she was representing Nigeria. Actually, that seat did not belong to her. That seat belonged to Honorable Kafilat, who had been called to the high table. And then when she saw that that seat was empty, she stealthily went there and sat down.
Are you serious?
And that was
That was what
opportunistic.
she
It
did.
shows that is how it happens.
So
If I'm lying, I mean, Natasha is very, very quick at going to court, then she should take me to court. So that shows dishonesty. Now, I don't know what happened between her and the Senate president because I wasn't there. But one thing I know is that Natasha is a liar, a very dishonest human being. Now, in the case of her suspension, look, you've seen situations whereby governors were impeached, or governors, maybe they said they won election and then maybe another person was declared and then they went to court. When they went to court, sometimes they won their case. And when they won their case, after the time, like the 4 years, those governors argued before court and said, no, I'm not going to go because, I mean, this period I was in court. And then the court ruled in their favor. An example is Peter Obi. And that's why in Anambra, they don't have elections with other people. That's why in a state like...
Off-season.
Exactly. That's why in some other states, they have off-season elections. Like Osho. So the same thing is this. This woman went to court.
So?
The case is pending in court. It's sub judice. Now, she cannot say she wants to now come back to the National Assembly when she was the one that took people to court. And
Well, no, that's not
she
right.
is a very, very, litigious individual. She's in court with the Senate president. She's in court with Umar Boyi. She's in court with one or two other principal
many
officers. And then she's made allegations against other people. She's accused the Senate president and the former governor, Yahaya Bello of Kogi, of attempting to kill her. She's presented no evidence. These are sexual harassment allegations against the Senate president. She's presented no evidence. She just relies on social media, on people like, what's her name, Obi Ezekwesili. And Obi Ezekwesili herself has serious integrity issues.
Are you serious?
Very serious integrity issues. So these are people who are trying to project themselves. So look, if you look at the
Mama,
facts of the
get-
matter,
get-
unemotionally, if this was not a mixed-race, light-skinned woman who is pretty and knows how to manipulate people, if this was a man like me, with white beards, and then, people like Obi and those, will I say,
not support her,
opportunistic people around that would not take this case the way it is. So we need to focus on what cannot lie. Let us focus on the facts. This woman is a terribly dishonest individual who has taken several cases to court, and the public as well as the National Assembly should allow those court cases play out. And when they play out, whatever the court says should happen, should happen. She should sit at home until the court says that the case has been adjudicated upon.
Anyway, Reno brought different opinions to this topic, and some of his opinions are right. The others I do not agree with. Let's start with Natasha being dishonest. I've said this thing here. Natasha is married to somebody from my state, and not just anybody. A top man from my state. So by all standard of high service, I'm supposed to support Natasha. But the truth is, Natasha is very dishonest. Somebody that has lied against somebody before. See, lie again level. You will come here now, May you break my car windscreen. When I want to report the case for police station, I could say you destroy my car. I'm lying because now the shield you break. But I need to upgrade the matter, so I'll lie say you destroy the car. That's a different level. This one that Natasha did with Reno is different. When somebody not even near my car at all, the person not even there, I just go station, go see the person cause scatter my car. That's not witchcraft. Reno was not even in Nigeria. Natasha said Reno called Toaster for event. That kind of person should not tell us of anybody making advances after a game we could believe. Because she has been proven to have lied with something like that before. So when she come up with that gospel like that, and said we can do this, attack, come on, hey, excuse me. But on the issue of suspending her, Reno Omokri, this is not a case of a governor that lost election that went to court. She didn't lose election and went to court. If the INEC pronounce another person as winner, and I'm me supposed to win election, I can't go court, I can't use 2 years to drag the matter. When I enter seats, I go start my tenure for the day I enter. That first 2 years no go count. This is a case of suspension. What Natasha went to challenge is the 6 months. That 6 months was what she went to challenge. Now, as we did, they dragged the 6 months. So, as court, they dragged the 6 months all over. Natasha said, no, well, I should be the 6 months all over. And ma resume. Because that 6 months will go still drag her. But that 6 months you give me, you cannot now decide to now extend it. It does not happen that way. That's totally wrong. Now, when we want to copy things from the Western world, we copy madness. So, because they don't suspend people for UK Parliament and they suspend people for American Parliament, what we do? What about people for UK Parliament who resign after people make some more noise? Why would not they resign here? Because when they copy madness, not they copy the good things. So, why would not they copy good things from those that UK and America? Now, so the Christmas things we could copy. The Senate is oppressing Natasha, and well, Natasha to oppress people who use her feminine stature and woman to oppress people. So it's okay. The both of them have the same character. But where Natasha is wrong, let's agree that Natasha is wrong. Where the Senate is wrong, let's agree that the Senate is wrong. Natasha was voted to represent her constituency. You cannot suspend the full constituency. It does not make sense.